but Castlevania spiritual successor Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and Shenmue 3 took the lead with 5.5 million and 6.3 million respectively. A total of 421 video game projects were successfully funded. Quote, video game creators raised many a triumphant banner in 2015. Bloodstained whirled into the fray with 5.5 million in pledges, beheading Torment Tides of Numeneria's 2013 record total of 4.2 million. And then along came Shenmue 3 to knock Bloodstained off the hill, raising 6.3 million from a roaring crowd of more than 69,000 backers. Overall, the total amount of funding raised has been higher than in that of 2014. Did you guys, I don't know if this is a personal question, you guys weren't a Kickstarter, were you?
No, we weren't. No, we weren't.
I didn't think so. What do you think about Kickstarter?
Yeah, I mean, I answer for myself because I can't really answer for Stormcloud really. But I think for me, I think it's a cool platform. I think it's got some really good things out there. I think it's, I mean, it's had bad press as well. But I think a lot of games that probably wouldn't have seen the light of day have seen the light of day because of Kickstarter. So I think that's great. Personally, I think that's really, really good. I think the hard thing with Kickstarter is, you know, if you've not started the game yet and you go, hey, we want to make this game, you know, give us loads of money, or give us some money, shall we say, you've then got to try and show people or explain to them that, you know, the game will be years down the line now. And I think that's hard sometimes because I think with game development, things can go wrong. You know, like you can say, okay, this thing will take us 1 month and it could take you 2. And, you know, it's hard to explain that to someone who's giving you money and they just want this product now. So I think it's a tough relationship to have. And I think some of the better games that have came from Kickstarter in terms of, you know, the turnaround, they've either been further along in their development, or they start off with a core small game, and then with the extra money, with the extra tiers they've added in, they've kind of built it from there, so they can kind of drop small things out. Obviously, Star Citizen is like miles away from being finished, but that's an example of a game that it isn't finished, but you can play it right now. And what you can play is maybe limited, don't get me wrong, but I think that's a good example of a game that obviously did very well Kickstarter, but you can also, there's something you can actually see and it is tangible, and you know something's coming over the hill, you know, there's more coming with that game. So I think Kickstarter's definitely got its place for game development. I do think at times it's hard for the consumer. I think there's been examples of games that are still not out yet, you know. This is years and years later,
it may never
which is a real shame. Yeah, exactly. And it's just a shame for the consumer. So I think I wouldn't say I'm against it, and I'll never do it, but I think we're very lucky that we're working with Sony and we can just kind of make the game with them and then release this sort of thing.
Yeah, awesome. Speaking of Rogue Legacy, I believe that was a Kickstarter that went very well.
Yeah, Shovel Knight too.
Yeah, Shovel Knight, yeah.
Yeah, they're the big ones.
But I do worry, because I've seen a lot of, I guess, horror stories of people putting money into games and then they just fall off the map and you never get anything from it. So I guess it's the risk you kind of take on when you're investing in a Kickstarter.
Definitely.
All right, something interesting here. Having already learned that the PlayStation 4 was the #1 selling system of 2015 in the United States, the full NPD report for 2015 has been released, and unsurprisingly, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was the best-selling game of the year. Total industry retail sales in the US for 2015 were identical to 2014, finishing at $13.13 billion. This breaks down to $4.86 billion in hardware, down 2%, $5.17 billion in software, down 2%, and $3.1 billion in accessories, up 12%. I've got a top 10 list of games here. I don't know if you want to go into that, Govinda.
Just give me a top 5.
Okay. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 sold best on Xbox One, then PS4. Madden NFL 16 was PS4, then Xbox One. Fallout 4 was PS4, Xbox One, PC. Star Wars Battlefront was Xbox One, surprisingly, PS4, PC. And Grand Theft Auto 5 somehow still hanging on, PS4, Xbox One. That's
crazy.
That is crazy,
actually.
I don't
know how it's like 3 years later on a different console, it's still a top 5 selling game. It's incredible.
Any surprises there, Richard?
I was a little surprised that Fallout, you said Fallout sold most on PS4. Was that right?
PS4, Xbox One, then PC.
Yeah, that surprises me. Just because of all the sort of alignment they did with Fallout did with Xbox, where all the adverts were play on Xbox. I thought that would push them towards that platform.
And
obviously not.
On the inverse, you've got Battlefront and Call of Duty both selling better on Xbox One, yet they're both aligned with PlayStation now.
Yeah. No, it's strange. It's strange.
Yeah.
No surprise really that Call of Duty's still top.
Kind of still a surprise.
I am. Like, we thought years ago this bubble had burst. Like, surely they were going downhill. Do you play Call of Duty?
I don't know. I used to play it a lot. I used to play. I think World at War was the last one that I really played. But I'm kind of the same as you. I do think it will burst eventually. But then, what takes its place? So if you think about the sort of new people growing up and getting into games and consoles and first-person shooters, if Call of Duty does burst, there's nothing really there. I mean, there was Battlefront and Rainbow Six Siege, but I think that they're kind of different. So I think for a while it'll keep going. I mean, maybe one day Battlefield will take its place. I don't think so personally. I think it might go down in sales, but most people who want that yearly experience, they have nowhere to go right now. So I think for a while it'll continue to be the game.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, and I guess it is an amazing first-person shooter, mechanically speaking.
Rock solid.
It's hard to compete with that. Even Battlefield goes almost too realistic in that sense, and you lose a bit of the arcadiness. And I know for new players particularly, it gets very frustrating playing Battlefield with 60 other people in a map and just dying constantly.
I think I'm similar to you, Richard. I think the last I played was Black Ops. A little bit of the one Advanced Warfare.
We played a little bit of that.
But other than that, I haven't played it in years.
I just can't spend the time doing it online as much.
Yeah, I just get so frustrated.
What we like to call COD rage.
Yes.
Yeah.
COD rage. Just one last little news story here for you guys. Sony Computer Entertainment trademarked VRPG in Japan on December 17th under Category 9, which suggests that the filing is for a video game. The most obvious guess would be a virtual reality RPG game, given the company's recent VR push. But until Sony makes an official statement, nothing's set in stone. I'm very excited about this. I'm an RPG guy through and through.
You want like a first-person Skyrim sort of thing, or you want more of like a...
No, I want a first-person Persona game, where I'm just living my Japanese schoolboy fantasy.
Kale was never seen again.
Yeah, I think that might be the one that does it for me.
I almost worry about this. What was it? There was a movie I saw with Bruce Willis, Surrogate. And it's about people who, they just stay in their apartments, in their little machines, and they've got fake versions of themselves walking around the streets and doing stuff.
I think the one, I don't know if you're familiar with it.
The Matrix?
No, there's a book called Ready Player One.
Great book.
You read it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. I love it. Great book.
You legend, Richard. I've never met anyone that's read it. I think that world is more horrifying. Like, the world's already destroyed and people are just logging into... It's called the Oasis, but it's, I guess, almost like Facebook, the universe. But everyone works in it too, and, like, everyone just lives in squalor. They're making a movie, Govinda. You'll really enjoy it.
I was actually going to get you told me about the audiobook, and I was going to just pick that up and listen to that while I'm working.
It's read by Will Wheaton. That's how
So you know it's good.
Yeah. He's got the goods. How do you feel about that, Richard? You're obviously, you're at least partly interested in RPGs if you're helping to make one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think with VR, I just need to try it more. I think I've tried a little bit of Oculus. We've got one in the office, and I tried. This is an odd one, but stick with me. I tried Euro Truck Simulator, which is actually, but it's actually really good. It's actually really quite cool because it gives you that. You're looking around, you're seeing different things. It forces you to use sort of your view, and that was pretty cool. But I think I need to try more. I think I need to what is that like you were saying? What is that killer game that I have to have VR for? Because right now, I think there's a lot of demos that are coming out. There's a lot of things that sound interesting, but I don't know if I'd play them for a long-term experience. So I think I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not a day one purchase just yet, but that might change.
Yeah, I think we're still waiting for a price point on the day one purchase, but also we haven't actually even had a chance to experience a VR headset yet.
We're hoping to at a trade show this year. It really annoys me that I still haven't gotten to try it.
And I kind of understand that there's still a bit of problems figuring out movement in a VR game. So I think games like Ace Combat will really kind of benefit just because you don't need to really be moving.
Exactly, I agree.
Though I imagine I'll be falling out of my seat if I'm doing flips and like, I don't know,
is it weird, like, so do you use it in the office?
Yeah, we've used it a few times. It's odd when you're kind of sitting there working, you turn around and someone's got it on, and they look, you know.
Yeah, that's always kind of been
like
my
a sci-fi movie.
My housemate walks by my room and I'm just got a thing on my face and I don't even know they're watching me. It's kind of weird.
I think I'd want to be like in my dark room, just like door shut. Even that kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I feel like I need like a lock on my door though, so no one can just do stuff to me.
Yeah. Oh no, that is weird. I mean, so when we've got obviously the headset, and then one of the guys has got headphones that just drown out noise, so that you can't hear anything that's happening. So,
yeah, that's
you're locked in this little world. Yeah. It's I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but and I'm excited to see where it goes. Hopefully, we'll see some new announcements this year that kind of show the potential, or games that are coming up that make it a must buy. But for now, I'm interested right now, but I'm not completely sold at the moment.
Yep. I'm almost more interested in the non-gaming applications for VR personally.
Yes.
Love to watch a Super Bowl in VR.
Yeah. Me too.
How do you feel about the I mean, the rumors? There's nothing to substantiate it, but No Man's Sky VR. Do you?
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah, like.
No, definitely. I mean, definitely sounds interesting. I think with that game, No Man's Sky, I want to hear more about it as well. I think we're starting to get more idea of what you're going to do. I think we're slowly getting, drip fed more information. But I'm excited to know more about the actual core of the game, like what I'll be doing, like just playing it normally. And again, if I can jump into that experience and, I can log in for 10 minutes, explore a planet with my headset on and kind of be more immersed, that sounds really interesting. So yeah, again, I want more information. I want to hear more stuff.
Yeah, they've got a bit quiet on No Man's Sky in the past few months. I haven't heard anything, and I can only assume that they're gonna push it for VR as their kind of must-buy killer app.
Well, that'll do it for me. Like then I'm already getting it, obviously, but then I'll be, because at the moment I haven't seen. Obviously, we haven't used it, but there's no games that really speak to me. Like, and even to be honest, No Man's Sky isn't. If it's, I guess, what I've seen so far, I don't know, I'm an RPG guy. I just want a tropey Japanese story, Govinda.
Yeah, I know, you love the tropes. I'd say No Man's Sky I was interested in from the time I saw it just because of its scope, which is obscene to me. Like, I just want to see the universe because it just sounds outrageous.
It can't possibly be what they say it is, right?
I don't know. I've seen videos of them traveling through the universe, and they're like every little dot is a planet you can go on, and that is pretty impressive, especially for such a small dev team. I just think of Peter Molyneux and the Fable 2, was it? And he was like, anything you can do, and anything you can think of, you can do in this game. Like, yeah, but they never demonstrated that.
No, they didn't. They talked big, but all right.
I just think I just think the hook would be to have that as VR because it's just as big as you can go from the get-go.
Yeah.
Universe exploring.
That's the one. Yeah, I think that's one that would break through to the mainstream. People would really like. I reckon I could get my dad into that.
So, especially, it looks like relatively simple as well. So
yeah,
we'll see.
More
info in time.
Richard, we do a little segment called the PS Forecast. Maybe today we'll forego. We have a rain stick that we sort of shake around, but in the interest of audio quality, we might skip that. You're a PC gamer, and maybe you're with me on this one. Darkest Dungeon is meant to release today in Australia, and I'm very excited for this. I played a little on PC. I've been raving about it to Govinda because it's just a fantastic roguelike. Have you played Darkest Dungeon?
So I bought it on PC a while ago, but when I heard it was coming to PS4 and PS Vita, I didn't play it because I thought it'd be quite a nice little game for the Vita actually, just because you can kind of jump in and jump out.
You and I are on the exact same
Yeah,
page.
I did the exact same thing with Axiom Verge. I bought it on